Hey guys, what's going on? So I figured out what was going on with the temperature with my second card. It wasn't anything to do with the way I'd set up those all-in-one coolers or anything. You can see in the upper left-hand corner, like right now, they're hovering in the mid to upper 40s, both of them. And the problem was I had selected the wrong temperature option for GPU 2 in Precision X1. There's temp 2, and then there's GPU temp 2 and GPU temperature 2. Temp 2 is like the power delivery systems, and so you can get a temperature for that, and those are higher temperatures than the GPU. So the GPU is actually hanging around, as you can see now, again, high 50s, or high 40s to 50 range, and it was never actually getting into the 60s. That was the power delivery system. I also took just because took me a while to figure that out, I took the two cards and I went ahead and did a push-pull fan configuration on both of them. So now there's two fans on each radiator, one pushing up from the bottom and the other one on top pulling the air further and then blowing it out the top of the case. And you can see even with shadow play going, I think I got everything on max right now. Yeah, even that turned up, and anti-aliasing is on, and I'm still hanging around 100 plus frames per second in 4K with everything. So with anti-aliasing off, and actually I even in the driver, I went and enabled like all the performance, or changed the performance to quality settings instead in the NVIDIA control panel to see if I could make the image a little bit better. So this is actually even more taxed by that, and I'm still staying above 100 frames a second. You see the temperatures on the GPUs right now are both, yeah, they're still sitting around 50. It's doing a pretty good job. That's a lot better than I was doing on Air, and it's quite a bit quieter. It's still kind of noisy. I also found a setting in my BIOS that allowed me to turn all the fans in the system and like all the pump headers up to 100%, or like there's like a performance setting versus a silent setting, or like I think there's like 4 settings or something. There's like performance, silent, like kind of a medium setting, and then there's like a custom where you can try to set like your own curve. But I had it on, I think it was just on the normal one, and I set it to performance. So now the pumps are running at higher RPMs as well, and keeping the water flowing a little bit better. So it does seem like everything is working pretty well. For the games that support SLI, like this game supports it pretty well, and you get pretty good GPU utilization across the board. You can have a pretty good consistent frame rate. Didn't even see that he was still alive. Looks like my sword needs to be repaired. You see his hair is messing up again, though. That's still an SLI problem. There's some kind of an issue that it kind of comes and goes, but it makes his hair fly all over the place. I think it's either SLI or it's related to SLI combined with whatchamacallit, with the Hairworks. Yeah, I don't know what the deal is with that. But anyways, I just wanted to do a quick video to show that actually these all-in-one coolers do a pretty good job. Again, they're only 120 millimeters. If they were a bigger radiator, like that 280 millimeter radiator I was using, which I moved to my processor, did a pretty good, a lot better job. But these are still pretty good, and it looks kind of wonky in my case. There's a lot of cables going every which way, and there's a lot of water tubes. A closed loop system would look better and do a better job, and probably even be quieter. But that's a lot. I went into details before as to why I don't do that. It's just it's hassle. If you want to change something out, you got to drain the loop. If you want to sell the video cards later, which I always end up selling my stuff later on, so I can get the next big thing that comes out. Good luck selling those to people, because not that many people want a $1,200 GPU that then they have to pay more for the water block on it, and then they have to set it up in their rig, versus an all-in-one card like this. They throw it in the system in 5 minutes and they're up and running with a good, powerful GPU that doesn't take a lot of time, a lot of effort. So appreciate people watching the channel. You guys maybe throw me a like and subscribe to the channel if you're interested, and I'll keep trying to do some more videos. I've been trying to get some stuff going in 8K. Like I tried Crysis 3 earlier, and it actually ran really well, but it kept crashing. Like as soon as I would go outside of the building at the beginning of the game and it would hit the rain, it's like it would freeze up and crash. I don't know if that's like the game isn't designed to run in 8K, or if there's a problem with like dynamic super resolution and SLI and all these things. I'd love to get an 8K monitor. Dell actually makes one, but it's like $4,000. So that's something, you know, maybe 5-10 years in the future, 8K monitors will be a little more mainstream by then, and I can, you know, do something. Maybe even in a couple years, you know, if I save my Christmas bonus or whatever, I get a yearly bonus. So if I save money from that in a couple years, maybe I could go ahead and get something like that. Uh-oh, sounds like there's wolves. But once again, thanks for watching the video. I'll go ahead and get this uploaded here in a minute. Appreciate everybody watching, and thanks for having me. Have a good one. Bye.